Hello everyone, I'm here today with the new Cosmic Encounters Duel, the new two-player game from Fantasy Flight Games. We're going to take a look at the components, talk about how to play the game briefly, and then I'll talk about my final feelings related to this game. So let's dive in and take a look. Alright, we're all set up now for a game of Cosmic Encounter Duel. Let's talk about the pieces real quick. We have ships that are these nice little plastic tokens that can stack. We have your alien species. I've selected the politician and the cheater just to say with artwork on the box, no other reason. We have our warp card, which will show where ships go when they're destroyed. We have our envoys. These start face down, 3 of them, one from each of the symbol classes here. I'll show you what one of those looks like, and you can gain friendship with those throughout the game. We'll talk about that in a minute. We have our individual planning decks. So each person will start with a number of cards. Let's get one of those in focus there. Planning cards that have numbers on them. You start the game with 6 cards, first by flipping one over. This is a 2. So this person, the blue player, would have lost initiative to the orange player because the orange player got a 9 over there. So you flip an initial card to randomly select who gets to go first. The higher number gets to go first, and then you draw 5 more cards. That's your starting hand. Each one of those will have the player color on the background there. So this is the blue player's deck. Those are used to play in your duels as you go to different planets, because we have 3 sets of cards here. We have the Discovery deck up here. Let's go in. We'll zoom in on that a little bit. The Discovery deck allows us to discover new planets. So we play one of those first. Porque no los dos. It shows some text. Let's get that. It's kind of hard to see there. So it shows some text. And discover a new planet and have a duel there. The loser does not retreat ships from the planet. Okay, so that's a good one for the loser too. But you start with that. This becomes your past. You're going to play from Discovery and from the event deck and from the refresh deck, which is the gold one over here, right there. So each one of those is going to do a different thing, and the next card that you play is always going to be from this symbol down here. Let's get that in view for you. You'll play the next card into the past based on that symbol there. So that shows us that our next card is going to be an event card. All right, let's get that closer if we can. Sorry, there we go. An event card. So the next card would be an event card with that symbol on. All right. As we duel, planets will come out. We'll place a certain number of ships on those planets. We will compare the strength of our planets. We'll compare the strength of a hidden card that we choose. Let's say I choose this plan, number 6. So that's a strength of 6. And if I put 2 or 3 ships down here on my planet, then that's a clout of 9 so far. And then I would also choose a number based on what I wanted to do, whether to shield, and that protects my ships. That's this 3 shield. So whichever number is correctly seen, that's the one. This is 3 destroy ships, right there. So these are kind of like stratego, in that one side is basically blank. The other side is what you're choosing. You select one of those, place it so your enemy can't see it, and then you flip it around when you are revealing your clout. So we have ships, we have cards, we have special abilities on our aliens. So let's take a look at the politician real quick and see what that one says, just as an example. Politician says, duel, campaign promise, before tactics are revealed, you may promise by saying blast, shield, or refresh. Flip-flop, after plans are revealed, if your tactic does not match your promise, you may swap your revealed plan with a card in your hand. So that allows you to switch around a little bit. You're a two-faced politician, just like on the picture there. All right, so those are some of our things. Also, these little dials. If you're used to some of the old like X-Wing or something like that, these will seem familiar, but these allow you to select if you're going to commit 1, 2, 3, or 4 ships to trying to gain this planet. The way you win this game is by getting 5 planets. Whoever has 5 planets first is going to win. Or you can tie. You can both possibly get 5 planets, so keep that in mind. It's also possible for both of you to lose, and the closest bystander, even if that's your cat, will win the game instead. So some of the components, we've talked about the player decks, the envoy decks, the discovery, event, and refresh decks, the ships. In addition, whoever is not the first player will get this little straggler token, which is this little cat. Let's see if I can get it to focus there. We'll get the cat, and the cat shows who's the straggler. The straggler will go back and forth between players. All right, we've gone over a lot of this game, but not everything. So just a couple things. Again, to win the game, you can either get 5 planets, or if a player ever needs to send ships to a planet but can't because they have 0 ships, then their opponent wins. And some Aliens and Destiny cards provide an alternative way to win. And there's going to be text on these cards that allow us to do different things, like maybe bring out new envoys down here, or do other things like that. The envoys are going to go back and forth based on friendship. So if a card says you gain friendship with a particular envoy, it will come towards you. They start out not being revealed. After both players know what they are, then you can reveal them. But they start out being hidden information, and they can go either towards you or away from you, being on your side as an ally, or being your enemy's ally, depending on what the cards do at the game. So this is a card-driven game that is asymmetrical. It's got a lot of fun art, a lot of fun text and flavor, and I think it's going to give people a lot of good gameplay. Here's what I'm going to say real quick about the components before we go to final thoughts. I was slightly disappointed with some of the component quality. I don't know if you can see it really well there, but when you put these standees together, you'll see that, at least in my copy, the glue in the cardboard didn't hold together well, and it started to push apart on some of these. For a $40 game, I would hope that they would be glued better than that. I love the print quality, but we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so final thoughts with this game. Overall, I like what I'm seeing. I am really thinking that this is not that hard of a game to learn. Basically, you're flipping a card, doing what the card says on it. The hardest thing about playing and learning this game will be the different powers, the different card text, and learning what you want to do with that. But really, you're just flipping a card, following the card text, deciding how much clout as you duel over these planets, whether you want to commit ships to it, how you're going to use your tactics, and how you're going to use the abilities that you have as you commit your ships and try to take over these planets. There's a few rules I didn't cover just as I was trying to keep this brief and not do a full playthrough of this game, but it's not going to be a hard game for you to understand. The cards, I was a little bit disappointed with how flimsy they felt. Definitely will have to get some sleeve protectors for mine. I am, again, disappointed in, although the print quality is great, that there's no bleed through, there's lots of high quality images. I really like the artwork that they chose. It's fun, it's silly. The cardboard, I don't know if this is a gluing issue with this one or what, but like even on this first one that I have here, it's already starting to come off on some of these tactics. Other than that, I think it is a good value, plenty of replayability in a $40 box. I am hoping to get this to the table even tonight. Let me know what you think in the comments about Cosmic Encounter Duel. Thanks.